Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Friday morning. We're embarking on a beautiful weekend here in East Tennessee, and I hope where you are, you'll be enjoying some of the same beautiful August weather that we're looking at on this 8th of August in the year of our Lord, 2025. Kaiser's here on the sofa waiting to start his big day. We have a lot of running around to do today. He's looking forward to having lunch out in one of his favorite places, the State Line Bar and Grill, for some chicken wings and a Kaiser special that they hold there for him. So we should be having a great afternoon here, and I'm hoping you all will do the same. It's time to drain the swamp, folks, and that's what the Trump administration is trying at best to do. Against all odds and against a organized Democratic Party of socialism ideals and the like. And whether or not that will take place is something that we have to wait and see, I guess. But if you look at what's going on and what the raging Cajun down there in New Orleans has to say, we're talking about a man that was a viable person in and around his attempt to fool us all about the Clintons when he worked for the Clinton campaign to get him elected twice and so on. But Carvel has lost his mind. It has to be that he's lost his mind. I don't know. Either that or it's alcohol. He's just sodden with alcohol and doesn't understand. He has not been a relevant activist in any party for 40-plus years, and we all know that. But he has a lot to say. And also, he has a bucket load of people that can just trounce anyone that comes up for election in the 2028 election. And he's almost sure that they're going to take back the House and the Senate in the midterms, which I believe is highly unlikely. With the actions in front of all of us right now of the Democratic Party and what they're standing for, and the socialism push for this Mamdani character and people of that nature, you've got one up in Minnesota that thinks he's still in Somalia, and we have people sitting in Senate seats that think they're still in Somalia and places of that nature, or Guatemala, and that's been evident all week long. But we can take a look here, and I'm going to do a +1 on this broadcast here on Mamdani. I think he's a little confused at who he's running against, and we'll see that here in a minute. But take a look here at the raging Cajun and his ideas of where the next election will take America.
Do you agree that the heir apparent to MAGA is J.D. Vance?
Well, I think most likely, in all fairness, he's the vice president. I think Marco is also somebody that maybe would get together with J.D. in some form.
New polls say Vance would beat out any Democrat. The Raging Cajun says, not so fast.
I have never seen a political party at a point in my entire life in politics, which is like 50 years, that has more talent than the current Democratic Party has. I'm talking about sheer, raw, naked political communication skill. I have never seen better than I see right now, waiting in the wings to run for president.
I have never seen a political party at a point in my entire life in politics, which is like 50 years, that has more talent than the current Democratic Party has.
Is that so?
Always remember, if you ain't first, you're last.
Some very interesting new polling from the Wall Street Journal shows Democrats getting their lowest rating from voters in 35 years.
I have never seen better.
This new survey finds that 63% of voters hold an unfavorable view of the Democratic Party. That's the highest share in the Wall Street Journal poll dating back to 1990. Just 33% hold a favorable view of Democrats.
That's what we're best at, because we keep crushing it. Democrats, we keep crushing it. Look at all the elections you've won, Democrats. You keep winning. You keep outperforming. It's extraordinary. Pat yourselves on the back. Our message is working.
Democrats are still the ones on the low end of the favorability spectrum. How? Why?
I think you're seeing what a lot of Democrats are trying to reckon with right now is that Democrats have a branding problem. I mean, irrespective or no matter what the Republican Party is doing, no matter how low President Trump's numbers go, they're not high, they're not good.
Right.
The Democratic Party's numbers don't go up.
I have never seen a political party at a point in my entire life in politics, which is like 50 years.
Oh, shut up, old man. I'm warning you. Shut up!
I have never seen better than I see right now.
I'll kill you, Rocco.
Oh, my God.
Well, he, as I said, is past his sell-by date. And then we have this push for socialism in the city of New York. And also, if you listen to Chipmunk Tooth there, Hochul, they want the rest of the state going that way, it would appear to me. And not always a good thing for New Yorkers who are bailing out. If you look at if you took a new census, you'd find out very quickly that people are bailing from California, they're bailing from Illinois, they're bailing from New York, they're bailing in some cases from parts of Pennsylvania, and ending up in the states, the red states, and whether or not they will have any effect on turning them purple, that remains to be seen. But don't forget that gerrymandering was perfected by the Democratic Party. And let's take a look at Mamdani here and try to figure out who he is actually running against. I believe he thinks it may be the president.
I believe the New York Times over President Trump. Donald Trump functionally has 3 candidates in this race. For the interests of Donald Trump, conspiring with President Trump, to get on the phone with Donald Trump, that if Donald Trump, I will tell Donald Trump the same thing I'm telling you right now.
And are you starting to see a pattern forming here?
Donald Trump has not called me. To Donald Trump's administration, pick up the phone to call Donald Trump. Actions of the Trump administrations that supported Donald Trump, that for Donald Trump, the effective way to take on Donald Trump, at the altar of Donald Trump, who when he sees Donald Trump, my administration would be Donald Trump's worst nightmare.
I live rent-free in this dude's head.
Thank you guys so much.
Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like!
Right.
Well, it's confusing, isn't it, folks, when you decide to run against the President of the United States to be mayor of one of the largest cities in the world and try to bring it into a communistic, socialistic state that he believes is the way of the future for our republic here, which I believe will never take place as long as we have people with common sense and an education to stand on an understanding of where we need to be going and how to make this country great again. It's not just a movement. It's not anything but what is needed in this country right now. Then you look at the common sense that is coming back into vogue one more time. when you have unions utilizing common sense, such as the Teamsters, and then can see through the BS that they had been confronted with in this past November's election, with Kamala Harris going to them and telling them they better get on board. You don't speak to union people that way. You do not treat the Teamsters that way, lest you have a problem with your trucking, your supply chains, and everything else. But the union woke up and saw what she was trying to do and worked against it. And take a look right here.
The Democrats forgot that they need to be in their communities where they represent, talking to people, finding out and identifying the issues that truly matter. Look, this whole election for the Democrats was based on social justice issues.
Social justice, 1, 2, 3.
Joan goes in the line, and Joan says, "I'm Joan Corey. I'm a vice president with the Teamsters Union." And she pointed her finger at Joan and said, "Teamsters better get on board." And so Joan says, "Excuse me? Yeah, Teamsters better get on board. I don't know why you haven't endorsed me yet."
She's dumb.
So she comes back and she tells me this, and I'm like, the nerve. Her closing was, "Listen, I'm going to win with you or without you." And it was like such a smug answer.
All I can say is wow.
So thank God that the unions are looking at things for their membership for a change and looking out for where this country will be going in the very near future. We have a scant 3 years left for things to get fully turned around and the swamp drained even more. And it seems to me that every day there is a new revelation of things that have been covered up that will come to the surface. I personally would like to understand about the attempted assassinations on our president. I would also like to understand what really happened, not only with Epstein stuff, but with all of the Hillary Clinton and bad apple behavior that actually ruined people's lives, like General Flynn and Navarro and people of that nature that had to go to jail because of a made-up witch hunt to get one man. And it is almost ridiculous. And that'll take us into one of our newer segments of What Does It All Meme? And we'll take a look at some of the things that are going on right now all around you and hopefully give you a smile to go into this weekend with. I know that later on in Stupid Town, you will have a few chuckles. But let's see what it all memes right here.
What is it, son? I don't know, sir. But it looks like a giant dick.
Yeah.
Take a look at a starboard.
Oh my God, it looks like a huge...
Pecker!
Oh, yeah.
Wait, that's not a woodpecker. It looks like someone's private!
We really own that. They say no EBT. No, they own that. The food stamp EBT is over with. I can only buy steak, chicken, vegetables, no snacks, no nothing. I can't get no more chip. You feel me? Like, damn, they really did that shit.
Go get Sydney Sweeney, put her in a tank top, put her in a bar, say she likes football and drinking beer, and I guarantee you it would be an astoundingly effective advertisement for you.
Well, that kind of sums up things and brings us to talk a little bit one more time about CNN. They had the head of the EPA on there, and they thought they had a bunch of gotcha questions. They would like the EPA to leave things alone as they are. They don't want anything changed. They don't want new laws put into place or an easing of regulations that will allow corporations to spin up and get restarted here in our company. And this includes the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, and anything that is produced is going to fall under the purview of the EPA, which is the Environmental Protection Agency, that has been misused over the years to push companies and production of goods out of this country. It has even crippled the construction industry here, whether it's large buildings that are going up or even homes that are being built, affordable homes. They fall under the EPA or the Environmental Protection Plan, along with building codes put out. If you try to build anything in the state of California, good luck to you, because the red tape there and industry guidelines are so difficult to get around that it is almost ridiculous. And it drives the cost of the home through the roof, as well as all the goods that are going into that home, whether it's lumber or Tyvek or roofing materials. It's all up in price because of regulations. And the EPA is being looked at with a modicum of common sense for the first time. And I guess CNN has decided that they want things left alone. Let's take a look right here.
Do you think the federal government should have a role in trying to combat climate change?
It's a great question, and I'm at the EPA and running an agency. The Supreme Court made it very clear that I have to follow the law. I have to follow the plain language of the law, and I can't get creative. So when you read through the 2009 endangerment finding, they say that where there's silence in the law, there's gaps, that I should just be interpreting that as my own discretion. The Supreme Court has made it very clear that that is not what is a power that I have. This decision is a decision for Congress to make. If they want to amend Section 202 of the Clean Air Act,
sir, with all due respect,
and say, hey,
a power that you have
regulate
is to rewrite a regulation. You are taking an action. You could just leave it alone.
The power comes from the law. I don't get to just make up the law. Just because a predecessor decided to fill in vague language in the law to do many mental leaps to try to justify an electric vehicle mandate and trillions of dollars of regulation to strangulate out of existence entire sectors of our energy economy. You were posting earlier a whole bunch of photos of stationary sources. Well, the Biden administration did do a whole bunch of regulations to try to make, for example, the coal industry get regulated out of existence. There are people out there who like wind. I come from a state where the governor says that New York is a substitute for baseload power. It's not. In order to make America the AI capital of the world, in order to unleash energy dominance, to protect the jobs, to bring down energy costs, we are not going to regulate out of existence entire sectors of our economy, and we are not going to interpret law in whichever vague, creative way allows us to give ourselves maximum power. The power comes from the law and from Congress, not from our own creativity.
So if you're going to build anything or bring manufacturing back to this country, you're going to have to deal with the bureaucracy of the EPA and several other state legislative branches that control what housing regulations are and what plant regulations are and the like. I think it is time for a look-see at what the red tape, where the red tape can be cut, and give people a break for a change rather than hammering them for the few dollars that are going to go into the coffers of that particular bureau that is going to hold your feet to the fire. So, meanwhile, let's go to Los Angeles, and when will they all learn that illegal means illegal? Undocumented, you can call it what you want, but they need to learn that this is not fair to the people that are the citizens of Los Angeles or any other state in this beautiful union. But if you have to hide out because you know that you're not according to the law, that makes you an illegal immigrant. And illegal immigrants have to go back from whence they came, file the proper paperwork, and they even get handed $1,000 to do this and a flight home. And then they can come back if they so choose. But if you want to hide out in someone's basement or in some barn somewhere, you're going to be found, because it is no longer acceptable for the amount of people, the 20-some million people that were illegally allowed across our border. How about we utilize the laws already on the books and apply that to these people that they want to protect as undocumented? Just apply the current laws that are on the book. They need to be rounded up, and we need to know who they are, from where they came from, and how to get them back home so they can enter this country like our ancestors did, through Ellis Island or one of those places of embarkation, that you can be vetted and make sure you have the proper vaccinations, and make sure you're not going to be a drain on the city of your choice's social programs. How hard is that? Well, let's take a visit to Los Angeles one more time and listen to CBS tell you what it all is about.
Tonight, a Fontana man says he and his entire family are barricaded in their home, trying to keep federal immigration agents out.
KCAL News reporter Lori Perez is live in Fontana, where the man says he's been stuck inside for days. Lori.
That's right, and clearly this is not a tenable situation. That family cannot stay inside that apartment forever, but we're told they are terrified to come out, that if they come out, ICE agents might take them in. This is video from July 30th, as we're told a man named Jose, who is undocumented, runs inside his apartment, slamming the door, narrowly escaping ICE agents who try to kick it down. But in the heat of the moment, immigration advocates say Jose left behind some crucial belongings.
He left his wallet, he left his car running at the same time as well, and so ICE was able to get his wallet. They have his keys, and in one video, ICE is basically taunting him, saying, we have your house key. So what we are concerned about again is, were they actually there looking for him, or was this another case of racial profiling?
They say it is now a case of harassment. Advocates say ICE agents have returned to the Fontana residence every day since July 30th, repeating this kind of aggression and keeping Jose, his wife, mother-in-law, and 3 young children prisoners in their own home.
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
They're running out of food and supplies, so volunteers are dropping off donations at their Fontana complex. He says the family tried to apply for political asylum, but were told they need at least $25,000, which they do not have.
And so because of that concern, and after the election of the president, they decided that they were not going to go back to court right now. And so they do have deportation orders. But again, this family...
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
After the election of the president, they decided that they were not going to go back to court right now. And so they do have
deportation orders.
Shocker.
Okay, I'm going. Take off.
See ya. Bye.
Well, that's going to bring us to our favorite exit, our exit into Stupid Town, where we will learn the plight of some of the leftists that are not happy about the Trump administration or the changes to their lifestyles, and so on and so on. So let's exit right here.
Got off my 12-hour shift at one of LA County's easiest hospitals and ERs, and you guys, our waiting room is just empty, like 4 patients max, like every hour. And as much as a healthcare worker enjoys a slow day, it's actually pretty scary. Like, I know that a lot of patients are just scared to seek medical care right now, and it's just really sad, the circumstances that we are in right now. And it just scares me for the results of this after, because a lot of patients are going to hold off to not seek medical care, and they're going to come back 10 times sicker. And I just want to urge anybody who has any family members who are experiencing any serious symptoms to encourage them to seek medical care. Hospitals are supposed to be safe spaces, and we are there to protect our patients and care for them regardless of who they are, and where they come from. So it's just a PSA. Please, please, please educate anybody who is scared to seek medical care to seek it if necessary, and don't wait.
Have I missed something? Can cashiers, not have piercings anymore? I literally go to a job interview, and I get turned away at the front door because I have facial piercings.
If you hire me, I'll work every day for 40 years, but after that, I will need some time off to drop dead. Wow, the energy is weird here. Okay, I don't have much experience, but I think a VP role will suffice. I'll need 4 days off a week because I have anxiety and lower back pain brought on by childhood trauma. My parents were racist. I'm leaving for Venezuela in a month because I'm opening a coffee shop where I'll be employing baristas from the indigenous LGBTQ+ community. By the way, how is the diversity and inclusion here? I will need to talk with an HR department before I begin next month because I need this month to decompress. I'm so stressed out. The moon's in half Venus. Don't yell.
There will be no getting through to this guy, but just so we know, all labor is skilled labor. All labor, you need at least a singular skill to do. All labor is skilled labor. Do not listen to anybody that says that you deserve less than a livable wage. Do not listen to anybody that says that your labor is not skilled. Do not listen to anybody that says that entry-level positions are not skilled positions, because all labor is skilled labor. Not a single job. Not a single job do you not need a single skill for. There's not a single one out there. Oh, fast food. You need multiple skills to complete your job in fast food. All labor is skilled labor.
You're the governor of Illinois, but right now you're harboring fugitives from the great state of Texas. You're hosting Texas Democratic lawmakers who fled their state after Republicans tried to redraw their congressional maps.
Well, Donald Trump's trying to steal 5 seats from the people, frankly, of the country, not just the people of Texas.
He's a liar.
And disenfranchised people. We're talking about violating the Voting Rights Act and the Constitution. So the great heroes of the Texas House Democratic Caucus decided the only thing they could do in order to stop it was leave Texas.
That guy's really fat.
You can't use the term fat.
If you're considering doing a little more redrawing in Illinois, you already have some crazy districts in Illinois. Take a look at this. Look at 17 here. It does that, then it comes up here and it sneaks around there and goes all the way up here. Is this common for all states to do?
Well, we handed it over to a kindergarten class and let them decide.
Terrible joke. He is not a fat pig.
I am $205,000 in debt at the age of 24, and this is what I pay in monthly bills. So we're going to start out with my portion of rent. That's going to be $550. My phone is a prepaid phone, so that's only $50 a month. My car payment is $378.59. My private student loan payment is $2,373.35. My car insurance payment is $379.95, and my federal student loan payment is $283.36, and I will total all that up in just a second. Okay, so I totaled it up, and I am paying $4,015.25 in bills every month.
As we mentioned, you're helping to cover the costs for these Democrats who fled. You did the same thing in 2021 when Democrats fled the state over a voting bill. They ultimately returned and the bill was passed. At that time, you spent over $500,000. I mean, we could see a similar scenario this time around. Is it worth it?
Absolutely. If we fail, the consolidation of authoritarian power in America will be nearly unstoppable. That means more masked, plainclothes federal agents without badges or warrants sweeping our fellow Americans up off the streets. It means more retribution and persecution and even violence for Trump's political opponents. And it also means that a Republican majority Congress with these 5 stolen seats, if we allow them to succeed, will roll out the royal red carpet for a Trump third term.
It's a great honor. Think of it.
But just, you talk about all the vulnerable people you're concerned about. Could the money that you're raising now be better spent helping those people? We've seen it in the past. They flee, but then inevitably they have to come back, right? You can't just stay out in perpetuity, and the governor can just continue to call these special sessions.
They're trying to stop the consolidation of authoritarian power in America because that matters more than anything else right now. It matters more than being right.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47.
You clearly don't like this country or identify yourself with it.
Well, that's our visit to Stupid Town today, and I hope you all got a little bit of a chuckle and maybe a smile or two out of that program today. And we're going to wish you all, from Kaiser and I, a beautiful, happy weekend ahead of you. We'll be back to you here on Monday morning. But until then, as we always tell you, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report next week for another look at the insanity of this beautiful world. God bless you all. Bye-bye now.